All right, welcome back. My next guest, he's an award-winning actor who brings a mix of rebellious confidence and emotional vulnerability to every role. With only 3 years of film experience, his performances have already shown up at the New York International Film Awards, the SOVA Awards, New England Student Production Awards, and the 48 Hour Project. On screen, he's played everything from a boyfriend in the short film Traitors to a psychiatrist and CEO in the student projects. Whilst off screen, he's consistently invest in classes and workshops to sharpen his on-camera and voiceover skills. A professional actor, model, and voiceover talent, whether he's guiding historical tours as part of the Wicked Wild Walks company or honing improvisational skills. His passion for storytelling shines through. Please welcome to the show, Tristin Garvin. Tristin, welcome.
Thank you for having me. You really do your research for these.
It's not me. We've got a research team who do it for me, so I can't take credit. So, but thank you. Your Thursday night?
Yes.
Yes, I live in the future. I'm on Friday morning already, so nearly midday on Friday, actually. I can't tell you. I can't. Honestly, everyone who asks, I have to keep stum because things happen that you don't need to know about yet, but it's going to be all right.
All right. If you have any stock picks, let me know.
I'll keep you posted. What does Tristin do on a Thursday night? What's a standard Thursday night like for Tristin?
I mean, I don't know if there's a standard night, but I mean, I usually, if I'm not like preparing for like an acting role or things like that, I think like finding like live shows. Like I love going to like concerts and things like that, or just like seeing like DJs and things like that. So like I'm big into music, so like that's always like a fun thing I do. Or just like it's not always a big night. Sometimes it's just like watching like a movie or something, but I usually try to mix things up every now and then.
That sounds fun. I like it. I'm jealous. So you're described as an award-winning actor with only 3 years of experience. How did it all get started? Was this a passion from when you were a kid? You always wanted to be an actor, or did you want something else and fall into it?
I would say it's kind of a mixture of falling into it as well as it being like a passion. So I would say like acting in particular was never quite like, it wasn't something I did as a kid, but I was always very, very fascinated by film. Like I always wanted to like either write film or direct movies or something like that, and I was always like studying it, and like I would write like little stories, and like in my head I was always thinking like one day I'd love to do films, but I was never like, that was not really like the plan in a sense, but like my life's always never quite to the plan. So I was going to school for my degree in business, and a friend of mine, he was a film major, and he was working on his senior thesis project, and he needed actors, and so I volunteered to do it. Obviously, like I auditioned for it, but like it was, I went to the set and I had memorized all my lines, but I was like super nervous. And then he told me, okay, disregard all the script. You're going to improvise this scene.
Oh, shit.
And so I was like, I don't have any improv experience, but like, all right, let's go. Let's have some fun. And like, I kind of had a little bit of an idea, and like kind of I was already thinking a lot about like what the character is. And so like improv added like all this stuff, and like my friend who was the director, he was like super impressed, and he was like, you should really look into this, because he's like, you have like a natural on-screen presence. So I was like, all right, yeah. And so like I kind of like started to network around a little bit, and kind of like started appearing in a lot of like student films and like short films and stuff like that. And so like a lot of what I've gotten from there has been through like networking and kind of just building and trying to hone and learn and everything. So it's been a fun journey, but I'm really excited to see where it goes next.
What happened to the business degree? So you were studying, did you just drop
I
that?
graduated. I still haven't.
Oh, okay, you got it. You didn't drop it and say, no, I'm in the new direction. Like you followed through.
No, I always follow through.
And what's the Wicked Walks? Like I was reading about that, and
Yeah,
tell me
that's
what
something
Wicked.
that's pretty new. It's a little bit of improv, but essentially in the Salem area, they're going to be doing a bunch of like mystery and horror themed walking tours, and just kind of like using like very it's going to rely very much on like loose scripts as well as like improv and everything, but kind of like doing guided tours. Something I've never done and wasn't necessarily like, oh, like this is like what I want to do, but like I was asked if I was interested, and like I was kind of like, you know what, like could be interesting to work on some like improv skills and stuff like in the meantime. Like it's all like every I usually try not to say no to an opportunity because you never know, like skills are always built in different ways, and you never know what where things will go or where little pieces that you've done in the past will like help you in the future. So like I always like to try and take all that because there's always lessons to be learned from what you do, and so we'll see what happens, but it's just a fun little thing, and I think once people start going to them, I think people have a lot of fun in the Salem area.
Do,
It's always
do
a
you
little
get
spooky
scared?
there.
I
I
would
don't get
get like.
scared, but but I tend to have a bit of a strong stomach for that. Like I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
So you
I
like
don't.
the horror genre?
Yeah, I would say like I do like that. And usually like if you're I'm the last person you want to ask if a movie's scary because people will ask me if like a movie's scary and I'll be like, "No, it was super tame, super chill." And then they'll be like, "That was horrifying." What? And I was like, "What? That was like super basic."
Let's work out the benchmark here for you, Tristan. So, okay, any of the Saw movies?
I wouldn't say those are scary. They're just kind of bloody.
Okay, all right. Halloween.
Oh, I do like the Halloween movies a lot, but again, I wouldn't say that. I'd say those are more funny than scary. Maybe a couple of them are kind of a little like the first one, like way back in the day with John Carpenter, but like I don't know about like a lot of them. I'd say a lot of them are kind of more comedies.
Okay, all right. I've got three more I can think of, so I'm going to go The
Okay.
Ring.
Oh yeah, that one's actually kind of creepy. Like the original one, not the like American one, but like the Japanese one. That one's kind of creepy.
It. Either version, like old or new.
Okay. I I do love Tim Curry a lot, so like the old one's pretty cool with that. But I liked the first part of the new one. I thought it was actually like I thought it was pretty well done. I really like that first one, and like I do love that they brought it to the 80s because like that's always a fun time period to explore.
And Silent Hill. Let's say that one. That's my last one.
Oh, that one's that one's actually kind of that one's actually kind of creepy. I would say of those five you listed, that one like I would say either The Ring and that Silent Hill are probably like I would probably warn somebody, hey, that one if you're a little queasy, maybe don't watch those. But the other ones, I'd say like Saw, I'd say like don't watch that one. That's a little too gory. But the other ones I don't think are too scary.
And you're continually taking classes and workshops to build on your on camera and your voiceover skills. Which training or mentors have been the most influential for that?
Um I really liked working with a teacher here in Boston, Bates Wilder. He really kind of like helped a lot with kind of like he's very much somebody who kind of like would call out kind of like, okay, like that's not very real, like really kind of like trying to get you to think about the emotions and the reality of it, because I think like especially as actors, that's the continuous goal, is to create a reality, create people who are believable, because whenever you're watching the movie, you're not supposed to think that that's an actor, you're supposed to be thinking that's a real life person who's experiencing all this. So like I really liked working with him and like kind of learning more. And I'd say another thing too, it's not really like an acting teacher, but like I've done a few like directing classes too, or worked with directors. And like I think it's very interesting to like kind of getting that perspective as well, because learning all the different sides, you kind of really get to know about what the goal is, and like what is believable and what is real, and how you can convey those emotions and everything, because like there's the lines, but really there's the person in there. And I think like that's what I'm continuously trying to strive and better understand to convey.
Very profound. So you've got acting, you've got modeling. I'm going to run out of table here. You've got voiceover. Which one's your true passion? What do you want to like develop the most and go into?
Acting is definitely my big passion, and I'm actually in the process of adding new titles in that too, because like I'm currently in the process of I've written a script, and I'm going to be shooting in September a short film, and so I'll be acting and directing that as well as like having written it and everything. So I think it's going to be really cool just continuously developing that, because like I think my goal really much is to become a storyteller and really like understand all facets of that and tell really compelling stories through
Has the
performance
last
as
3 years shocked you in terms of what you've gained and the awards that you've already won? Has that kind of blown you away as to what you thought would potentially happen to what actually has?
Yeah, I would say like it really like I think it has, in a sense, because like whenever I first did that short film for my friend, like I kind of like was going into it with the perspective of like, okay, like this is a fluke one time thing. It'll just I've always loved movies. This will be like a really cool fun story to tell about. And now it's kind of been like this whole like journey, and like really taken me on some really unexpected places. And I feel like I've really grown in a sense as an actor and as a um and like had a lot of these different achievements and everything, because like a lot of them it's like I never really knew where I like you never really know where the project's going to go or what it's going to be. You kind of like you kind of are shooting in the dark a lot of the time, and you get a script and you really are trying to make sense of what the vision is here. And some of them it's like some projects are kind of like, oh, but then other ones are like really like exciting, and like some of those ones I've like really like enjoyed and like gotten a lot of. And it's kind of like it's very rewarding in a sense, and I don't know where it'll go, but like I'm always kind of like somebody where like it's all about the journey, not the destination. So
That's the
like
best
I've
way
been
to
very
look at it. So what would the dream be? Like, let's not just say acting, but what would the dream movie be? We'll pick a previous
oh
movie, obviously.
okay, the dream movie. I mean, there's a lot of dream movies, I feel. I mean, like I'd say like Drive is one. Like I've always thought like like Ryan
Ooh.
Gosling's like so cool. He's like, and he's got such a cool look, and just like he feels so real, and it's like so stylish, like very neo noir, kind of like that 80s synth wave kind of like whole vibe. So like I'd love to do something like that. I also like think like kind of like back to like that horror s type of thing, like something like a Videodrome or something like that might be interesting. Like that kind of like Cronenberg like type of thing would be very interesting, kind of like and like I love like sometimes those movies where like they just deal with a lot of like different societal topics and like anxieties, and but through like a very like stylish and like artistic lens and everything. So like I think that would be like the dream, is to be in something like that.
Love it. Now, I've got some fast fire questions here. If you are up for it, Tristin, are you up for the fast fire questions?
I'll try and be as fast as you want me to be.
All right. Camera or microphone? Which do you grab first?
I mean, you can't underestimate how powerful the microphone is. If you have bad audio, the whole project's busted. You can have bad video, but you can't have bad audio. So I'm definitely gonna make sure that mic's working.
Nice. Favorite genre to act in?
Uh, I do love like kind of like dramas and more serious roles. I think those ones, but I don't know. I'm very open. I would love to do like a kind of like action or comedy thing. I think those are ones I haven't really explored, but would be very interested in.
I've
But my
heard,
of the
I've
ones I've
heard,
acted in, I definitely drama. I think is my favorite.
I've heard comedy is the hardest. I've no
Yeah,
like reference point. I've just heard comedy is the hardest.
comedy is very hard because like you've got the script and you wanna be funny, but like the harder you try, the cringier it is. So there's a balancing act, and I find sometimes like whenever I'm not trying, I got the room laughing, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really funny, and then it's crickets. So like it's
Yeah.
really a hard one for sure, but whenever it lands, it's very satisfying.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. A classic character that you'd love to play. Well, you've already said Ryan Gosling, so you're gonna have to pick another one.
Okay, another one. Interesting. I'd love to be like in a Vincent Price-esque role, like whenever he was in
Ooh.
like all those Edgar Allan Poe movies, or just like I don't know, anything like I'd love to try and do like a Vincent Price pastiche. Like he was so like fun and like so eccentric, and I feel like I kind of I kind of gravitate towards that, and like I think that would be. I'm a big Vincent Price fan, so like probably like something during his like Poe era, I think would be like really fun.
Most challenging tongue twister you've mastered for voiceover work.
I think I'm still struggling with a lot of those.
Have you done? I mean, there's the what was it? The rain in
Yeah,
Spain falls
there's like
mainly
the
on the plane.
classics like Sally sells seashells by the seashore, and like
Yes.
there's I don't know, there's one with P too. I'm blanking on it at the moment, but like there's so many of those weird tongue twisters, and they work. Like they really do get you like going and like everything, but like man, are they a mouthful.
It's Sally. I don't know why she was selling seashells by the seashore. It just makes no sense because people could just get their own seashells. Like that lady's not a business major, that's for sure. She's definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah, no. That or she's really mastered the grift.
Coffee or tea before auditions? Something else.
Water.
Water?
I'm not Yeah, just like I'm a I don't really like coffee, and tea's good, but I always burn my tongue on it.
Oh, wow. I know people who would have
So
said
I
tequila.
just feel like a nice just like good room temperature water, or a little warm, but not enough to burn my tongue. Then it ruins the whole audition.
Classic. A hobby that keeps you grounded.
I love like I love DJing. That one's a big. I love like just like blending songs together and just like using a turntable and everything. So like I don't know how grounded that is, but like that one's a big hobby of mine.
Is that a real turntable? Are we talking one now? I've seen, I don't know them very well, the electrical turntables, but are we talking like with some real
Yeah,
vinyl, or are we talking with the electronic ones?
both. I've got
Wow.
vinyl, like the old like vinyl 12-inch singles, as that like they would play back in the clubs where they would have like the exclusive like remixes on the 12-inch. But I also have like like a modern day controller and everything. Um, so like they're both fun. They both have like their strengths and weaknesses, but like they're both fun to play with, and they're great for just having a good time, especially like whenever you're DJing like a party for just some close friends.
First character that you ever played?
Character I played was I think they named him Clifford. His name was Clifford in that short film for my friend. It's on YouTube somewhere. I think that was the name the character had, and I was like, it was another improv moment because there was no character name, and the person I was acting against, he like suggested the name, and I was like, sure, I'll be Clifford, and that sounds fun.
Last one on the list is the funniest blooper you've experienced.
Oh, I would say there were like two ones. I think there was one where I think like was like it was like this UFO alien film I was in. Again, it was for that friend that I did the first film with, and I was like this like drunk drunk person who was like in a cow suit, and like the like blooper like thing was me like chewing grass, like wandering around the field, and then like and then I don't know if this was a blooper, but they had talked about for one of the ones I recently did for the 48-hour film festival, like we were like it was like a musical, and so like we were doing like this sort of like musical dance thing, and like they were only going to use a clip of it, so then me and the other person where we were supposed to be singing and dancing, like we're like doing like this whole added improv thing, and like the villain's like dead on the ground, so then like I'm like pretend to like kick him and stuff, and he like was like, yeah, I realized you like I could hear you, and he was like, I was like really hoping you weren't gonna get close, and like I was like I wasn't gonna get anywhere near you, but like it was like we were just like dancing to like this like weird like Western like pasta song. It was for very bizarre film, but fun, but bizarre.
Classic. So what's coming up next for you, Tristin? What can we expect in the future?
Like I had mentioned, I am currently working on a short film. It's going to be titled Dead End Job, and it's going to be it's going to be a horror film, actually, set in a office setting, dealing with the day-to-day office life with a horror twist. So wow. I'm going to be filming that in September, and going to be submitting it to a bunch of film festivals and everything. So that's one of the upcoming projects I'm in, and that like I'm really excited about because I'm writing it and directing it as well as acting in it. So I think it's going to be a really fun like experience and everything. And then
cool.
And then the acting world is always full of last minute surprises, so we'll see. I'm sure there'll be a lot more projects on the horizon, but I'm excited.
Well, keep us all posted. It's a pleasure to talk to you today. Where would you like your details so people can find you? You can have them up, you can have them left, you can have them right, you can have them down below. Where would you like them?
I don't know if I want them clicking down below, but maybe like to the side or something.
This way? All right.
This way.
We'll put them right here. All of Tristan's details can be found right here. Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
If you want to get in touch with Tristin, see what he's doing, find out what he's done, you'll be able to click on any of these links right here below. We're going to be back right after these messages. And you're saying this is what Tom Cruise does. He doesn't actually get in the plane. He has a green screen behind him and just a joystick. And this works. Does he have it on a desk? Tom, we've got to be real with this. He has it on a desk as well. Trusting you, Tom. You better not put anything stupid behind there. Does he move like this? Feeling it now, Tom. I feel the need. The need for
Benson show, and I can't stop and